Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and this one is very spontaneous as it's obvious by me not wearing any makeup and just winging it or whatever, and also like the hand holding of the camera, but it is what it is. I just did some of my work for today and put my son down for his nap, and I've been thinking about this for a while, and I think I've mentioned this in my previous video where I talked about my path changes and whatnot, and I wanted to address community and the feelings of community within witchcraft, within witchcraft or Wicca or whatever, but probably more specifically about witchcraft. Because this has been on my mind for a while now, and just going through, motherhood and all of that stuff. It's just, in a way, a very isolating experience, and it affects your life in a big way, at least in my case, where I don't practice the way that I did before. And I think I've talked about this in the previous video as well. But it also makes it difficult to maintain friendships in a way, but especially if you're in any kind of groups or whatever. And I've been leading a coven for 6 years now, and that was something that I had to step away from. Well, better said, it kind of dissipated, because I wasn't there to really and this sounds really arrogant, but I wasn't there to give guidance and I guess in a way push people forward, because none of them were really that kind of self motivated in a way, or maybe they weren't prioritizing the craft in a way that I do, or maybe it just wasn't as big part of their life as it is mine. But it doesn't really matter. But the point is that it sort of fell apart in a way. I mean, we're friends, we still we love each other, we care about each other, we hang out, we just hung out together with our kids not too long ago, which was totally chaotic, by the way. But but that's different from actually practicing together, and I've been craving that for a really long time. And to be honest, even the last few years of the coven were very often not necessarily the practice. It wasn't necessarily about the practice, but it was more about holding a circle of support and connection and sharing space, and conversation, and and that's great. But I'm craving that connection, that spiritual connection with other people. And it got me thinking about, structured religion. And because I've noticed lately there's quite a lot of discussion, at least that's been popping up for me, but quite a lot of discussion about witches going Christian and stuff like that. Ex-witches talking about how horrible their experience was with witchcraft or whatever. But it got me thinking about that and why that is. And I feel when we as witches kind of encounter difficult situations in our lives and difficult points in our lives where we are seeking community and support, it's really difficult to find it in our circles in a way. Like, yeah, we have friends obviously, but like in a spiritual sense. And it's really easy to, like, in a way, to turn to, like, I guess Christianity and like attend your local church and like connect with your local community of religious people and find that sort of support there. And maybe then feel like your previous path wasn't good at all or whatever. I'm not trying to bash anyone here, because like, in my opinion, like, you do you, whatever your path is, whatever your beliefs are, I don't care, as long as you're not hurting anyone. Sorry, my hand kind of hurts. So what I was trying to say, excuse me, I have mom brain, and also just sleep deprived. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I kind of get it. And it's kind of disheartening to actually think about it in that way. But I think it's true. It's like, it's hard to find people who really see divinity the way that you do. And we have no book that tells you, like, well, this is the way that it is, and you're supposed to believe it like this way, and this is correct and this is not, and whatever. And that's the beautiful part of it, but that's also the difficult part of it, because you have to own up so much of your own shit, and you have to like own up to like work on your own like experience of divinity and connection and all of that stuff. And it's kind of ironic, but even in like structured religion, it's probably that way, where like, even though they have the book or whatever, it's still a difference. Everybody has a different view and a different experience. But yeah, so it's still kind of the same, but yeah. Just got me thinking. I don't know where I'm going with this ramble, but I just wanted to start this conversation, I guess, in a way. And just, I don't know, maybe just put out this intention and energy that I am kind of seeking like-minded people, perhaps people who are working within Wiccan standards, like within Wicca, or within like animistic sort of approach. But like God and the goddess and the connection with that. Because as I mentioned in the previous video, I used to be focused more on the, like, what you would call the science of the craft, the practice of the craft, the experiment of the craft, than with the like theological part of it. And now I feel like I really am craving that connection, and I'm also craving a conversation with people who are building that connection and who are, yeah, just kind of going deep into it, I guess, in a way. But yeah, I feel like being a witch is sort of like inherently a lonely experience. It's just, every witch walks alone, and we do connect and we do also practice together, but our own experiences are our own, and that's the beauty of it, but that's also kind of the challenge of it, I feel like. And yeah, I think it's sad when people don't give themselves a chance and aren't like honest with themselves in terms of, trying to actually work on this connection instead of like bailing and trying to seek something that is already sort of pre-made. But at the same time, as I said, like, I'm not judging anyone's path. You do you. So yeah, that was all. That was all. That's all what I was trying to say. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful end of summer. I hope you guys had a wonderful Lunasa, the first harvest. Yeah, over here we are having like some pretty hot days lately. So yeah, but I'm really looking forward to fall and autumn and the more crisp nights and coziness. I'm already like in the mood for it. Yeah, so yeah, I just hope you're well, and I am sending you many blessings, and I'll talk to you in another video. Bye.